Did anybody have note direct this? Guessing not. That's right. Lady director. That's why Rachel was.
Yep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into another exciting episode of Bloody Good Horror. My name's Eric, and I'll be your host for this evening, where we will be reviewing I Know What You Did Last Summer. No, it's not 1997, John. It's 2025. Although, I wish it was 1997, because we had affordable groceries and democracy in 1997, turns out.
I thought you were going to talk about new Red Hot Chili Peppers albums.
I'll take it. Californication. Listen,
Yeah,
people
that's
like to
right.
hate on the Chili Peppers, John, but I'm actually pro.
That wasn't hating, just to be clear.
Yeah.
I got married in 97.
Wild.
Yeah.
Heck
I had
of
a
year.
first in 97, but it's not appropriate to talk about in the show. Joining me tonight, first up from Manhattan, New York City, please welcome John Schnars to the show.
Hello.
Next up on the show, from A Pineapple Under the Sea, please welcome Casey. with
Hello.
SpongeBob background. You're way too old for SpongeBob, Casey. Although your daughter was...
I raised a kid through SpongeBob.
Your daughter was probably right in that. Yeah, sweet spot. And last up tonight, from... What do we call this? The arid desert of Utah.
Yeah,
Please
that works.
welcome Ariel to the show.
Hi.
From the hotbed of Mormonism.
Yeah, sure is.
How is that, being with all them?
Your people.
It's definitely strange as somebody who's like basically an atheist and unmarried and has no children. It's a strange place to
You're
be.
like Kavorka. You're like the devil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. And people will just like tell you random things, like weird things about mission trips they went on, or like somebody was telling me all about this Mormon community that's like right near where I'm staying, and it's all polygamists who live there in like this gated community.
Wow.
So
Do
Yeah.
they lead the conversation with what church do you go to? Because that always trips me out.
yeah,
People
well, a
think
lot of
that's
them
an okay thing to ask.
yeah, a lot of them
Wait.
will ask like what temple, or they'll say like, where did you go on your mission trip? You know, like it's a reference point
temple,
for
Eric.
them. I'm like, nowhere.
I went to Myrtle Beach on my
Yeah.
mission.
Yeah, like
There
I
probably
went. I
are
had to go
people
to a-
that get Myrtle Beach as their mission. There's New
Yeah.
York, like there's folks walking around New York City.
I went to
so-
Montreal when I was 18 because I could drink. That was
Yeah.
my mission.
You should just respond to
Nice.
those questions as outsider and walk away.
No, it's what is it in Children of the Corn? Outlander.
I'll try that next time.
All right, guys, we are here to talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer. What
It's the,
What a time
the
to
summer
be
of
alive.
pain continues here at Bloody Horror.
Let's do it. Let's quake. Let's take a quick break and do
Quick
just
break.
that.
This is it, Jennifer. Your big break in TV. Dr. Prime Time. Main feature.
John, you and I are about the same age.
Same birth year.
What were you up to in '97? I guess we were
We started.
sophomores.
Well, no, I think I was a year behind you in high school. So I started high school in 97.
Even though interesting.
Yeah.
Little freshman John Schnars.
Just spry.
What was your favorite thing in the world as a freshman in high school? Like, what was your jam?
Boy, that's a good question. I mean, I was running a lot. I was already, I was on like the track and cross country team.
Oh, you were one of
I
them.
liked
Just a
that.
lanky running geek.
I was very lanky.
That long neck of yours. Into horror back then?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yes. Into movies generally, but had,
Dipped
I had
your
been
toe.
indoctrinated at this point.
Okay. Video games? Well, you get a
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation over there?
No, always Nintendo and
Super
64.
Nintendo? Oh, N64. I went to college. Mark got the N64. I never got into it. Now I look at those games, I'm like, guys, this shit looks like trash. Like I was
What?
in
Yeah, it's pretty-
PlayStation life.
Diddy Kong Racing was like my favorite game.
I loved Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah, it was so
Loved.
much fun.
I can't
Banjo
do it.
It's a great
Kazooie,
Yep.
Mario 64. These
Now
were great
Super
games.
Nintendo.
No, there were good games.
I go deep on the SNES.
Yeah.
But
I skipped over the 64. I was with Eric. I went PlayStation.
I get it. I get it.
all right, let's take. Oh no, actually, John, please bring us the word of the day.
Eric, today's word is moorage.
Oh,
That's Moorage. Moorage.
Mormon porridge.
Marriage is what brings us here together today.
The action of mooring a boat or ship to the shore or to an anchor. It can also be a place where a boat or ship is moored, or the fee charged for mooring a boat or a ship. It comes to us from the Dutch. Well, the word moor comes to us from the Dutch. They think meren, M-E-R-E-N, meren, which then through Germanic becomes moor. It's the same word. We just have been using that word
Love it.
forever.
Tell me about. I know what you did last summer.
I was hoping someone. No, I did do a tiny bit of research before we started. So this is a long gestating reboot / remake. So from what I read, it was
Holy-
original.
If you follow the Scream rules, John, which I think we should since they're still aping Scream so hard, I would call it a requel.
Yeah. So, but this was originally there was a process they were running to just do a straight remake.
Interesting, okay.
You know, like just basically use the title, new story, new everything. I think that was like in 14-15 time period, and then sort of went away.
This very much fits with my theory of what this movie is.
So I think what happened was they basically threw open the doors and said, like, come pitch us ideas for this series that we want to kind of bring back. This is Sony. And the director here, Jennifer Caton Robinson, she pitched, and yeah. And so here, this is the movie we get. And this, as you note, is like, it's not it's a sequel. I wouldn't even call it a requel, because like it really does build, I would say, like the continuity is seamless.
Well,
up to
I
and
guess the
including the
requel
characters.
part comes from like it's been so long since we've done it that in a way it's like we're firing this ship back up. We've got a totally new cast, but also then we're gonna stick in the old people.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like
It's a reboot. Like they're
good.
trying to reboot the IP, get it back going. But yeah, I mean, it's this. You've got Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. in like very large roles. The woman from I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, is she in there? Did I like? Now I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I saw her.
Well,
Okay.
there's that mid-credit scene.
Oh,
Is that
Oh,
what
I
you're
didn't
talking
see
about?
any. No, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess when we get to spoilers, we should talk about that. Then.
Also, I remember nothing from the sequel except Jack Black and dreadlocks. So if that
I mean,
was,
that's unforgettable.
you guys, if that stuff was in this movie, you guys are definitely gonna have to explain it to me.
So I also remember nothing from the sequel, like this, like I would love for someone to just explain to me how they even made a second one. Like, if someone wants to remind me, I don't know who's got the best recall.
So the second one is Julie's away at college, and her and Ray are supposed to like spend some time together or something. And she and her roommate, played by Brandy, they win like a competition over
that's
the
right.
radio, and they end up going on a trip to the Bahamas, which is where they
Right.
meet Jack Black in the Dreads.
Dreads.
And so they're kind of stranded in this like hotel resort thing with two of their college friends, and then the killer shows up, and Ray, Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character is like he spends like the whole movie trying to get there, essentially.
Oh, okay. And who's the killer in the second one? Did you say that?
I did not, because honestly, now that you just said that, it just went out of my head, and I'm not even sure that I know.
I literally like when they came on and they started talking about how Sarah Michelle Gellar was dead. I was like, wait, she died in this movie, and then I had to Google it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she dies in
Yeah, I
the
mean, that's
first
like
one.
one of the most memorable deaths in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not at I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Fair enough.
Well,
And
and
we're
the
gonna
other
learn that tonight.
the other thing that I was reminded when I was reading a bit about the production, the original is based on a Lois Duncan novel.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, well,
Yeah.
That-
She
I
hated the
didn't know
movie,
that at
though.
the time. Yeah, well, I'm sure. So, I mean, I don't know that much about Lois Duncan, but it is not,
No, I think it's because it's pretty far removed from her book, which I think was just like a straight thriller or something.
Yeah.
But also then her daughter, I think, was murdered like in the 80s. And
Oh,
so she
no.
has like very strong
That's
feelings
terrible.
about slashers being like inappropriate or whatever.
John, did you tell me what the movie's about, or did I black out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what isn't it about? Gosh, let me pull up the characters here. Okay.
I mean, it's not about like climate change.
I don't know. There may have been a
Mormonism.
climate change reference at some point. So you've got Ava, played by Chase Sui Wonders. I recognized from The Studio. I'm sure she's been in other things. And then you've got Danica. So Ava is like, I wouldn't say she's one of the principal characters. She's the character we meet first. She is leaving wherever the hell she is, I can't remember, to attend Danica's engagement party. And Danica is getting married to Teddy, who's the main character in the forthcoming Him. I don't know if you guys clocked that. Tyreek Withers. She meets Milo, her old friend, and then they're all at this party. They run into Stevie, who's like a friend they had a falling out with because Stevie sort of had some like family issues, and I don't know, they like couldn't be friends with her anymore. And so they're at this party, they're having a good time. There's a lot of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I was going to just say like rich people nonsense. But basically, like,
Yeah.
Teddy's dad is the sort of richest guy on the island. He's like a real estate developer. And then you have Danica with her own stuff going on. I can't remember if she's got her own money or it's just Teddy's money. In any event, they're doing inappropriate stuff. And then eventually they end up on a road and there's a guy who is killed. It's very...
It's
You might
they end
remember
up on
from
a
the
road,
first
though.
film a version
They're
of the same
they're
thing.
at the wedding destination though, right? So like it's not the road, but it looks exactly like
No,
the
they're in
road.
Southport.
Yeah, it's
They're
the
already
same
back.
town.
No, because I thought they don't go back to the town until they're like, 1 year later.
They go
Because
back
there's
twice
palm trees and
because like the
shit.
start of the movie is them going back to Southport,
Are there
and then they go
palm
back a
trees in
second
South
time.
Carolina?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're
Sure.
like
To
redoing
that
that whole
degree?
town and
No,
gentrifying.
yeah,
it, so
there's
maybe.
tons of, especially on the coast. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it is the same town. We should have probably
I
said
know
that
you're
from
an
the
expert
beginning.
on the South, John. So I guess I'll take your word for
I,
it.
I went to college in the Carolinas, as you like to
Is that where
remind
I
us.
don't fucking know where Duke is.
That is where Duke.
Fuck off.
If you work on sports podcasts, these are things,
That doesn't mean I care, John.
the yeah, so okay, so they are involved in a tragic death. They don't, like what their culpability or responsibility is like sort of left up for debate, and that's intentional, right? Because you have to like spend the rest of the movie with these characters. We have to care when they start getting murdered gratuitously. We then flash forward a year after they've agreed not to tell anyone, and Teddy like kind of works with his dad to kind of like sweep things under the rug. And flash forward a year, now Danica is having another party. I think this one's a bridal shower, not an engagement party, but she's actually marrying a completely different person. And they're all back. They're back together for this, shindig. And people start getting murdered. I think the first person that gets murdered is Danica's new fiance. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yep.
That poor son of a bitch.
He's so funny. He's so funny, like, because he's kind of like trying to be sensitive, but he also has like a popped collar. Which is, like, there's
He's
something-
he's coded. He's coded in a very specific way. Let's just say, yes.
All right. I didn't hear a word, but I'm sure it was great. Ariel, give me like a quick feeling on the first film, and then what you thought of this one.
The original. I love the original.
or
I think I
both
was
of them.
kind of that like perfect age. I was like
Loved.
Yeah, I know it's
Cool.
not like it's not as good as Scream or like a lot of the other movies of that time, but it's like such a quintessential like late '90s slasher.
Sure.
And I think I was like 13 or 14 when that movie came out, so I was
the
like
age,
the
right?
perfect age to see it in theaters and really love it. But I've also watched it as an adult many times, and I still think it's a lot of fun. It's imperfect, but I still think it's really enjoyable. The second one is like legitimately probably a terrible movie, but I still have a soft spot for it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like your
I've recently-
objectivity, though. Yeah.
I've recently started revisiting a lot of like late '90s, 2000s slashers that 20 years ago would have enraged me, and now
Yeah.
it's honestly, if there's an interesting point the movie has to make, it's like about nostalgia. I don't know that it makes it well, but there's a point about nostalgia here that like I can go back and watch a lot of stuff now and enjoy it just for the nostalgia purely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a little scary that we're at that age where that is true, but yes, I agree with you. But yeah, so for this one, I didn't love it as much. I think it was entertaining. Like, it's fun enough a movie that I wasn't mad that I watched it. Like, after I saw Halloween Kills, like I was mad about that movie for weeks afterwards. I'm not going to think about this one 2 weeks from now, you know? But it does feel like this one is such a close rehash to the original, not just in that they're bringing characters back and doing kind of like fan servicey things around giving us like reference points from the original film, but in that the plot, like beat for beat, is pretty, you know, similar to the original. But I also don't think it's doing anything that new or interesting with it. But I also think like, I don't know, I think the movie's big enough that it's like biggest sins maybe are kind of what you were talking about, John, is that the characters aren't very culpable in the crime in this one. Like they're just not that guilty. I mean, should he have been playing in the street? Of course not. But like and then they should have called the police, obviously. But like in the first one, they have to take like multiple bad steps, including basically shoving the guy in the water and killing him, you know, and driving drunk and all of these things. So there were like more reasons for their revenge to feel kind of like justified, even though you liked these characters. They did a shitty thing, you know. I feel like here they were less culpable, and so that the movie wasn't mean enough for me. And then I also think the
Less
first
culpable to the point where during that conversation you're like, I don't think you guys understand anything. Like, you're fine.
Right.
Like, you're idiots, but like, this is not, I was drunk driving and
No.
murdered a man. Like, when she said, I can't remember who was like, it's manslaughter. And I'm like, I don't think you know what that means.
Well, and he was like the dad's, well, whatever, we can get into it, but
It's in their effort. Like, they're trying to kind of
yeah.
rope-a-dope you a little bit, sort of play off your expectations and like twist, like, ooh, this is what happened. But it's like, doesn't really track.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think the other thing is like the first one had some stuff around like class issues, and this movie I feel like tries to talk about that a little bit and like the, you know, corrupt power structure of the town, but it never really actually gets to its point. It never really goes there. It just sort of like meanders through it. And then for me, I just think this film peters out in the last half hour, and there's this big reveal and a big twist that I think they intended to be a gut punch, but didn't really feel like one, even for somebody like me who really loves the original. So I had fun, but it's not great.
I wasn't sure
Ultimately.
which twist you were talking about, but okay,
Right? Well, that's,
I think
yeah.
Yeah.
Casey?
All right. So the original movie, I was never a big fan of. I'll be upfront. It never did a lot for me. And I've seen the sequels. They were forgettable because I wasn't into the first one. So I had really low expectations this time around. And I will say I didn't absolutely hate it. I thought it was kind of on par for what the original movies were. Mostly, I thought it was put together well enough that it fit in well with those original movies that I didn't really like. And this one, I really didn't get into either, much like I did the first ones. Been thinking about it and couldn't really put my finger about it, but I think Ariel nailed it for me. It is the culpability in everything that goes down to kick off this movie. In that first movie, there were stakes involved, and they were very involved, so it made sense with the revenge, and that wasn't a questionable problem. But this time around, it really kind of feels like, especially once we get to the end, like, you know, somebody just decided that it was time to hacked some people and had a convenient excuse and let's go. Which kind of brings down the entire movie. There's not a lot of excitement there. And in turn, I never really got into most of the kids that make up the main cast of this movie. They are, to me, largely forgettable. And I didn't really connect to any of them. There are times in this movie, just with dark scenes and a lot going on, that it's easy to get them confused between characters with some of them too, just because none of them really stand out. I did think like the old folks that came back from the original movies, I thought they did a fine job here. I think they were pretty good, but they did feel like they were shoehorned in and like they didn't know for sure what they wanted to do with them. So yeah, this movie really kind of fizzles out for me, and it kind of starts fizzling from the very beginning and never really stops. So,
John.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to Casey overall. I've seen both of the first two at least. The first one, I didn't see it in the theater, but it was in that window where it was, Eric, you mentioned Scream, there were all the, what was it, like Valentine, Urban Legend, like you started to like rip off those sort of like late 90s, early 2000s slashers. I think all of which I've seen, but could I differentiate which kill happened in which movie? Probably not at this point. The thing with I Know What You Did Last Summer is like, it's a pretty banger cast, and like a lot of those people went on and had like pretty long careers. So, it's memorable in its way. It's probably at the like top of the heap too for some of those movies that it was in that, that group with. But I don't know. I did not feel strongly that I needed another one of these in my life. The weird thing to me about what they're doing here, and Eric, you sort of started to talk about the nostalgia. It's like, are you rebooting this for a new generation, or are you doing the fan service and nostalgia
always the
thing?
struggle with these things, and it's not the only one of these that struggled with it either.
Well, look, Scream has been playing with this right back and forth,
and not always nailing it.
No, and we've talked. I mean, I don't think I've seen the most recent.
But
Scream,
they've been
I know
successful.
Sure, they've been successful. This one it's way too much Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. for me.
I think it's not enough.
Oh, interesting.
I think they're like an afterthought.
Here's what I'll say. I thought Jennifer Love Hewitt was great, and she's like, doing fine work in her scenes. I did not think Freddie Prinze Jr. was like at the same level, and I don't know what's.
You know what
on.
he's been doing all these years, John?
I don't.
He was a writer for WWE for like a decade.
Wow.
Well, isn't
That's
he
awesome.
a professional chef too?
I cannot.
He's written. I know he's written some a bunch of cookbooks.
Like through the
that's cool.
2010s or something. It was like his dream. Like he's always loved WWE, and he went and just like became a writer and producer for years.
I meant to look. I hadn't because I was curious. Like, has he
And
been
he's
on
still
other
married
stuff?
to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's awesome.
No, he stepped
Good for
away
them.
from acting shortly
that's what
after
I mean.
that era.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty with Casey. I think like I actually think they do a. It sounds weird because I'm not positive in this movie. They do to me. Well, like to go back to the first one, I was a big Scream person. Like, Scream came out in '96. I was 14, so similar age to you, Ariel, when this came out. Like, obsessed with Scream. I saw it on. I didn't even see it in the theater. I saw it on video and was like, "This is amazing." And when to be a horror fan at the time, and then if you really liked Scream, the next almost decade of horror was just like watching Hollywood over and over trying to replicate it, and it just being like slight kind of different variations. I never really liked I Know What You Did Last Summer. Nowadays it reminds me of a film like Halloween H2O. To me, weirdly, is the perfect approximation where when I walked out of the theater after Halloween H2O, I was livid because I hated that movie so much. I will gladly now revisit that movie once a year because it is such a beautiful night, like late 90s, like 1998 time capsule.
Oh yeah, so much fun.
And I feel pretty similarly now, but I Know What You Did Last Summer. I still think it's kind of a trash, like just Scream ripoff, but it's very of its time. And I think that this film hits all of the things that make that movie. It's like everybody looks not like a real human. Everybody looks like a very of 90s speak, very like Abercrombie and Fitch model. Now it would be like, I don't know, like fucking J. Crew or like, I don't know, whatever. Someone tell me. I don't know.
I'm sorry, but you mentioning the fashion, I forgot to mention their token grunge girl.
Oh, the podcaster?
The podcaster.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But it's like, so everybody's pretty. Everybody's got their designer jeans on and their fancy shirts. That's very similar to the first film. They kind of, they pay lip service to like, there's class stuff going on in the first film. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. is like the son of a fisherman, and he's in with this group of friends where Ryan Phillippe is rich and the other ones maybe aren't as rich, but they're above his station, and it causes him all this like, these, like they almost do a better job, I think, in the first film of leaning into that stuff. But all that stuff is there. That's what I mean. Like the deaths, the chasing, the scares, it's all very reminiscent to me of the first film. The problem being for me, like, I don't think the first film's very good, but I think they did a good job of approximating it. And I think it makes so much sense that they've been shopping this around and then kind of changed gears around 2016. Like, and then we ended up here because what happened between now and 2016 to me is like Halloween 2018. Don't forget, we got a Texas Chainsaw where they tried to bring back Sally, 80-year-old Sally Hardesty, and like made a fucking travesty of a movie. Then we got Exorcist the Believer.
Oh, God.
Boned that up as hard, but trying to do the same exact thing. It's the same thing. They want to bring the character back. They got to figure out which characters bring back. They have to figure out, it's like a slider. It's like new people, old people, and they have to figure out where they're going to land. It always feels forced and strange, even when it kind of works.
Hold on. So I got to cut in because what I read, and this was just in my production looking around, Mike Flanagan was attached to do I Know What You Did Last Summer in like 2015. It was like, that he was one of the people working on it.
Now that might have been good.
I mean, well, who knows? But
Yeah, you never know.
So yeah, sorry to interrupt you.
Like it's fine. It's not bad. It's not a terrible movie. It's just like an approximation of a thing I don't super like. I do wonder, like, it's always hard trying to figure out where that slider is of the old and the new. One thing they did so anyway, to back up for 2 seconds, everybody's like, ooh, Halloween, that worked. Ooh, like Scream really fucking worked in a way. Like maybe Scream sustained it over a couple of movies. If other shit going on hadn't happened, like it would have been 3 movies they would have made money on. Halloween kind of screwed the pooch, but that's like a different story. But then you have this alternate path of like Texas Chainsaw and The Exorcist. Like, it doesn't always work out. My favorite thing they did in this movie is make Freddie Prinze Jr., this is a spoiler alert, like actually involved in the murdering, right? Like, and I feel like they did it. That's why
Boy, howdy, was he?
That was always my complaint about Scream, though, is like, like they didn't go all the way there when they brought it back. So it never approximated that like suspense of the original. And then they kept killing off characters and bringing them back. So you're like, I can't even guarantee these people are dead now. You know what I mean? But I feel like they maybe were like, you know what? We're going to get one shot at this. Like, let's just we're not making a trilogy here,
But they left so much meat on the bone. Like, why?
Yeah. And I just feel
I
like
do agree there.
it wasn't like as shocking of a reveal, and I don't know if it's because of like the build up to it or how it was filmed or what, but I think part of it is probably because Julie, like, her character figures it out and like shows you that she knows who it is on the computer screen before you get to the reveal. So it kind of like takes the wind out of the sails a little bit. And then I also think his motive is a little bit dumb too.
Oh, it's
Very.
Super dumb.
It's
The whole-
super dumb.
Yeah, the whole thing is just that he wants everybody to know about these original murders, and yet he killed the podcaster that's like trying to tell everybody about the original murders. Like, none of it really makes sense, you know?
That's really
That's a great
good
point.
Eric. That had not occurred to me. That goddamn podcaster, I kept trying to tell, like they're making fun of that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, they have to be. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
I just can't
so.
tell these days because I'm so far removed from the teens. But oh my god, that character, I wanted to die. And it's not inaccurate.
No, it is
Yeah.
spot on. Token grunge girl from '97, 100%.
No. I'm talking about the
Oh.
true crime podcasting. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. That's spot on too.
hey, murder girlies, like, she's just like her whole, like, first, like, just once I want an accurate, like, she's walking around like in public, laying down the narration.
Yeah.
Like,
So
you
weird.
write that. You write it, you make a script, and then you sit at your desk and do it. You don't
Right.
you don't fucking freehand it into your recorder like you're making cereal or
She's doing her research, Eric. Does field work.
Just,
I did like her Helen T-shirt though. That was great. I kind of want
Although-
that shirt now.
I did like that shirt. Yeah.
You know what, John? We got that one movie though about podcasting, and it was super accurate. Whatever that Lovecraft thing, and it was like kind of boring.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What was that
It
called?
was like 2-3 years.
Monolith, I think it was
Yeah.
called.
Yes.
That scene, just to nitpick at it, when he or they, the killers, catch Ava in that cage, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I know there was nothing like holding it down. Like, why can't she just lift it off? I think in theory,
But that's kind
having
of
her
like where I
caught,
was like, oh, they are making fun of this character because she doesn't even try to
Yeah.
help. She just screams and leaves her there.
right?
Yeah.
The cage was also, it was like, the accuracy with which you had to drop that thing to get it on her without hurting her, like it was just
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's something. I feel like a crab trap or whatever the fuck that was could have been like a clever way to trap or kill somebody, but it just didn't work out. And I think the original movie has that great chase scene through the Shivers department store or whatever, and when
There are moments in that movie.
Yeah.
Where it
yeah,
works for sure.
like that scene is really great. Also, when Julie and Ray are on the boat at the end, and she goes like into that ice storage, and she's like crawling around, and she finds the dead bodies. Like there are some legitimately cool scenes, I think, in that first movie, and I don't know that anything here kind of rose to that, you know, like. But I will say I liked the harpoon gun death. I thought that was kind of fun. I also thought, so the director in this talked about in like an AMA that I read that she changed the hook. Instead of just a hook, it's like a hook, but it has like a sharpened blade like on the inside of it. And that's why it's able to like kind of slash people. And I thought that was
Yeah,
kind
I
of
guess
cool
that
too,
makes
like
sense to
an
me.
interesting way to update that.
It didn't even
But-
strike me that
Yeah.
that was different, but I guess now that you say it, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just not different enough looking that if you weren't paying
it
attention
looked
to
very similar. Just to-
Yeah.
I did not realize. So
Thinking back on it now that you mentioned the how the town and like the politics and stuff in the town is a lot different in this movie from the original movie. That really stands out to me now because in that looking back on it, there was parts of that movie in the town where that felt like the town was kind of a character itself. There's a lot of the talk of like the economic status of the town, if I
Yeah.
remember right, and it was kind of run down, and they were trying to keep things going. I remember that pageant was in that kind of small store, empty storefront, wasn't? And now this town, now they try to force in some of that intrigue in there, but the town itself really doesn't have any character to it. It's kind of bland and everyday everything, and it's doesn't make it special.
No, and one of the upsides of the original film is that sort of East Coast maritime vibe. Like they really lean into that from a like an aesthetic perspective. It doesn't help. Like honestly, part of the problem is just like they're in the one house towards the end. I'm looking around. I'm like, this is just the worst kind of millennial beige core. Like
Yeah, it's
all
so
of the
Yeah.
generations are just like a painted square, and, like, a white pillow. And you're like, what has happened to us? And that's accurate to how fucking rich people decorate. Every time I'm in somebody's house with money, I just feel like, did you want to live in a hotel? Like that's
Yeah.
the vibe you want? It's really bizarre, but yeah. But it takes
it's
a lot
the
of
same
character.
people that decorate the hotels decorate the rich people's houses.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
But
know.
Ariel, it's like I think that might be a societal problem.
But in
Taking all the
comparison,
personality out of everything.
in the original movie, everything they showed in that town, you knew it was a fishing town.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
just an atmosphere and a vibe to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like Sarah Michelle Gellar's like the beauty queen, but the whole pageant is like it's all about fishing and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
right. And then there's a whole thing where she didn't get to, go off to college and sort of all she has is her looks and she knows that those will fade over time, So there's that whole element when they come back, the next summer. I don't know. I just feel like there's some more interesting stuff there. There's the whole like Anne Hesh character who's also like more poor and stuff too. Yeah, I don't know. I will say in this one, like the thing that the original did that I liked with Helen's character is that normally I wouldn't be drawn to like the beauty pageant like girl in these kinds of movies, but you end up there's like an emotional vulnerability there, so you end up really liking Helen, and the fact that she's like actually a really good friend too. She's not some like stuck up girl, you know. And I think that they did a decent
Ariel, you're
job.
making me reevaluate.
Yeah.
Good. I think in this one they did a similar thing with Danica, where like she could have been the spoiled rich girl, but her relationship with Ava feels really like real and genuine to me, and she's kind of like quirky in a weird way, so I ended up liking her too. I do think that maybe the writers of this movie don't know how to write men though, because the women are like feel like real people to me a lot more, and like the men, even Freddie Prinze Jr. felt like much more like thinly drawn,
A lot of
Yeah.
himbo vibes going
Yeah.
around.
But honestly, the
Yeah.
opposite is true in like 90% of movies, so I'm
99%
okay.
of the year, so, yeah.
We can let this one go.
Exactly.
Another thing, when they first announced this movie, this remake, and they first started talking about casting it, I remember they mentioned that when they announced that Sarah Michelle Gellar was coming back, and I was scratching my head that whole time on how the hell am I going to do that. I do like how they ended up bringing Sarah Michelle Gellar in this. I enjoyed those parts.
I'm against it. I was going to bring that up, something I didn't like, but
Oh, yeah?
yeah. I was just like, what are we doing here? Why are we cramming
I
this
know.
in?
I mean, I like
It was
seeing her 'cause
outrageous.
I like that character, but I also hate de-aging technology. Like, it pisses me off, and I think it always looks bad, but...
I didn't think about the de-aging stuff, but I did like that in this movie that was something kind of outrageous that popped up out of there. So it was like, oh, cool.
It's fair.
Yeah, I guess Sarah Michelle Gellar got asked to be in the movie, and they were thinking about writing her back in, but she put her foot down and was like, no, my character was like dead in the first one.
Yeah.
You can't bring her back
like
alive.
I said, Scream don't care. They'll bring
Right,
her
that's
back.
true.
They'll give
That's true.
Was the original? I'll ask this. Of
I
Ariel.
watched Hayden Panettiere get straight murked in
That
Scream 4.
is
and
true,
he was
yes.
an FBI agent. So,
Like, totally fine. Yeah.
Ariel, is the original? I know you did last summer as sort of convoluted plot wise as this was. I like truly. Like this felt like I was just like, wait, what? What is like? There's so many twists.
I think
You're
less
just like,
so, because part of it is that this movie has to justify its existence. So you've got to create a story, but also sort of have it echo
Weave in the
around the
first.
original and
Yeah.
build off of it. So I think
Yeah.
this is more
No, I think the first one is much more straightforward. I think there could be, maybe
It's a
it's like
revenge
slightly
slasher.
convoluted when you get to like the explaining kind of like who's who with the killer stuff, especially like maybe with the second one. But no, I think this one.
Well, because like in the original, like it's not like Scream where the killer ends up. I think if I remember correctly, like they red herring kind of all the dudes, and especially, but in the end, it's just like it does turn out to be the person they ran off the road who ends up being this fisherman who actually survived.
Yep.
Waited around for a year and then came for revenge. So it's like a character you've never met or don't know, but they spend the movie kind of suspecting each other, but also investigating and trying to.
Yeah, and I like the investigation element. Like that's always one of my favorite things in these kind of movies.
It's a fairly
Slasher
simple
mystery.
revenge slasher.
It is.
Yeah.
Small.
Yeah.
I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
which is
fisherman
why
in the first one clearly had to go to rehab.
You ever see Slaughter High,
Right.
John?
no.
It's been a long time.
It's classic.
Is that the one with Brad Pitt?
It is not. No.
Okay.
There's no one of note in Slaughter High.
yeah,
There's another old high school slasher with Brad Pitt.
Slaughter High also 100% steals music from Friday the 13th Part 5, I think 4 or 5. It's like, I've never.
I feel like
found
you're the only person out there with deep enough knowledge into
I'm
that
just
to
like,
have
whoa.
recognized that. You know?
and I've never like heard an explanation as to why. but something
Weird.
happened there. Yeah.
I mean, you
Wait
can
a
license that stuff. Like they may have used it
No. Wait, who?
legit.
No. You know what? I did actually. Yeah, here's why. Okay, I did actually learn this because like a year or two ago, Joe Bob did Slaughter High, and he talked about the fact that Harry Manfredini scored Slaughter High. So he just reused some of his old music, apparently, or
that's
made it
funny.
sound
There you go.
extremely similarly to Friday the 13th.
Problem solved. Joe Bob. Nailing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I have for this. Anybody have any other thoughts on this? The funny thing is, and
It
this
was-
is just again like you had a movie where all these people died. The people that I wanted to see, I kept going like, ooh, I hope they bring Johnny Galecki back. His character was really, really creepy in the first one. He died
Yeah.
Oh, I hope they bring Sarah Michelle Gellar back. Nope, she's fucking
Died.
dead. Google that one. Like, Ryan Phillippe's dead. All of the most compelling characters and actors of the first film died. And it leaves you with two, like, God love them, American treasures. Just, like, not super compelling characters or people, like actors in this movie. So.
I stand
I
by
forgot.
Jennifer Love Hewitt. All right, settle
Yeah.
down.
See, I would take Prinze in this movie over. I felt like they were going for hardcore Dewey in Scream 5 and 6 vibes. He's just all grizzled and like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I don't know, that made me feel something, you know? Like I didn't even really like Scream 5 all that much, but like
Yeah,
I
liked
cried.
it. I dug it with Dewey, and I was mad when they killed him. I'm like, if you're gonna keep somebody around,
I like legitimately
Yeah.
cried in the movie theater.
let
and
Dewey just be. Yeah, but then they brought him back again after
I
they
know.
killed him once. That made me so angry. Fucking Dewey.
Eric, we
They
we
need
did
to
not
stick the
address.
landing.
I blame myself because I should have mentioned up front. Devil's Runtime,
oh, that's
hour
true.
51.
Went
Yeah,
over.
Yep.
Yep.
straight up.
And it is too long. It's very
Too long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did you guys did anybody see the mid-credit?
No. What
No.
was in the
It's not.
credit?
Stay
Yeah.
close to the credits.
So it's Brandy, who was her roommate in the second movie, is there with like her husband or whatever, and they're watching the news and seeing all of it play out. And she's wondering, like, you know, whatever happened to her friend, I hope she's okay, kind of thing. And then Jennifer Love
bringing
Hewitt
Brandy
shows
back.
up and is like, you're never going to guess what's happening. Like, we got to go. So,
Oh wow! So they are trying to tee it up. That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they
for
did
another
with the
one.
very end of the movie too.
yeah.
But like, why would Jennifer Love Hewitt think that there's anything left to do at that point? Like, she's now in her brain. She's solved all the murders.
Because Jennifer Love Hewitt needs to get paid.
Rachel was just like, I want to see what's going to happen now that all the men are dead. Like,
I'm still reeling
the next
over
step?
like he killed the podcaster who was going to tell the story.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
all
maybe
way
the
back
explanation
to-
is that the other girl killed her and like he would have
or
been mad about it or
literally
something.
all the way back to this is manslaughter. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah. I know. And I
You're
do
a
think
Depends what
dumbass.
state you're in, probably.
I think some of the dialogue's like a little wonky too. Like they're trying to insert a lot of like Gen Z stuff
Yeah.
into this movie, and some of it I think like worked seamlessly, and others didn't. Like there's this scene at the very end where Danica and Ava come out of the hospital and they're like eating food on the beach or whatever, and they have this conversation that felt like so forced and like chock full of like Gen Z and internet shit. And the way that they end it is basically Ava saying like, to think all of this could have been avoided if men just went to therapy. And it just felt like too on the nose, you know? I don't know.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, they still had the girl killer. Like, come on. Like, she was out there too. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
We'll conveniently forget
Getting
that.
revenge on people that didn't even really like murder the person the
Mm-hmm.
way she acts like he did. I mean, she was just as to blame basically as everybody else. So
Agreed. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this, Ariel?
gosh, that's a hard one. I think, yeah, like it's entertaining enough that I would recommend it. I was just
It's a
thinking,
one-word answer.
yes, I would recommend it. Sorry.
There we
Yes.
go. Nice. Good. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Casey,
Nah.
Jonathan.
I'm going to be a no.
I'm also a no.
Yeah, that's
Where
fair.
I'm at.
Hey, look, you've made me want to go back and rewatch the first one at this point, which is
I
feel
kind
like
of do
Ariel
too.
was- I feel like if Rachel was here, we'd be like in a fight right now. So I think that's
Poor Rachel, we
texted her
covered it on More
when we
Deadly, and she
started.
had to do it all by herself because I had to miss that week.
I
so-
texted her when we started and was like,
Yeah.
I need your take on this, but I think she's busy tonight. So,
Yeah.
all right, one thumb up for the BGH. Crew. let's take a quick break and do some fan mail.
Send feedback to info@bloodygoodhorror.com or on Twitter using hashtag AskBGH. Join Patreon to get back episodes and much more. Patreon.com/bloodygoodhorror.
And we're back. Lots of people hanging out on YouTube tonight. Nice little crowd. Thank you, everyone. Let's see. What do we got on YouTube tonight? Jace, I saw the original before Scream, so I spent a little bit of time thinking Scream was kind of an I Know What You Did Last Summer novel. You're Canadian.
That's hilarious.
Jace,
I do want to point out I loved Eric's response to that in the chat. All he said was Jace.
And then he said, I was like 15 in my defense. And he spells defense the Canadian way. Let's see. Liz, being Liz tonight. I hated all these types of movies when I was a young person. I only saw
The
Scream
killer in
a
the
few
second
years
one.
back.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the killer in the second one was the son of the killer from the first movie.
I forgot about that. That's true.
That's
yeah.
Andy. Angry Townsman. I was kind of hoping this one would be closer to the book. Let's see. Arlie, this comment threw me. The killer in the third was a ghost, right? There's a third movie.
There's a third movie that was made in like 2004 or 2010, something like that. I don't know. It was like too late. I never watched it because it's supposed to be terrible. And yeah, there's a supernatural element to it. Where
fucked me right up. And does it have the original cast? These two in it?
No. Nobody from the original
Totally
too.
different.
So that's why like this movie retconned that one and the TV show. I did watch the TV show, but
the TV show was.
yeah,
Wait,
it's
what
not-
was the
there was a
third
TV
one
show?
called?
Yeah, with like twins.
The TV show came out after the Scream TV show too.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was only like a few years ago. I feel like or something.
Yeah, it was just a couple years ago.
What was the third film called? I also still know what you
I
did.
think it's I Always Know What You Did Last Summer.
I kind of remember what we did last summer.
Yeah.
It's been a while now.
While I look at email, Casey, you want to do threads?
Certainly. We've got a couple out there tonight, some good ones. First up, for the drummer from Foghat, Eric, how pumped are you for the next Hell House installment?
I'm not sure pumped is the right word. I love a Hell House. They've gone precipitously downhill since like even from 1 to 2, huge slide. But I love I'm gesturing here. I love Hell House as a thing. And the first film, I legitimately have watched the first film 5 to 6 times a year since it came out. Like
A year?
That's
every
crazy.
2 months. I throw on the original Hell House constantly. because I
Wow, I've
fucking
never
love
even
it.
seen it. I gotta.
It
watch
has
it.
become like Breaking Bad level, like comfort background noise to me at this.
That's so
at this
funny.
point.
I watched The Office for that, and you're watching like all of these hella dark things.
horror stuff. Yeah. Sometimes it's the second one if I want to mix it up. I really don't revisit the other ones much, but I do like. I love it as a little indie thing that just keeps going. And like, I think this is gonna be the last one. It's also not found footage, so like,
No, it's not. Yeah.
not as crazy about that. But I'm interested.
It's
Interested
available now.
is-
I know it got a theatrical release.
Interested is the word that I would use.
Okay.
I thought the last one they did was kind of interesting just
was
because of the lore they built around the Hell House and what
And
was
it was
going
in a
on there.
different setting and new characters. It was kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought like part 3 in particular was just getting way too up its own ass with the lore.
Yeah.
But like if you're gonna keep making sequels, I guess like what else are you gonna do? So I kind of understand it too.
All right.
That
Next
first
up.
movie is just
Oop.
found footage lightning in a bottle. It's so good.
All right. Next up, from Well Adjusted Podcast, what's your favorite summer vacation spot?
I'm not taking vacations.
Yeah.
No, it's not
Is it a New England fishing town?
my favorite. Yeah, like the last couple of years I've gone to like Connecticut, Rhode Island, like around the beach. So yeah, that's a vibe.
We
more
like
of a-
we like Outer Banks. That's
nice.
I mean we don't get to go every year, but that's where I
That's
went
in the
growing up.
Carolinas, right?
Yeah, it's like it's North Carolina. It's like the sort of barrier islands. It's very
Sounds
nice.
fancy.
It's
I'm pretty
not that
open.
fancy, but yeah. It's cool.
I'm pretty open as long as I can have a nice big cabin full of a bunch of friends and a couple a weekend to goof off. I'm pretty happy wherever I'm at.
That sounds pretty good.
You don't recommend Utah in the summers?
No. God,
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So hot.
Isn't Utah where they had... Is it Utah? There was like a lake drying up and then like keep finding dead bodies? Or is that somewhere else? Maybe it was Arizona.
Well, the Great Salt Lake is drying up. But
yeah, okay.
I don't know if there's dead bodies
I
or
don't know
not.
if that was salt. No. I don't
Ariel
know.
can confirm.
I'll have to look into that.
Somewhere else in this.
Are you
in
near the
south.
lake? Are you near Salt
Somewhere
Lake?
in the south.
Yeah, I am very close, but I'm not like, I haven't gone there. So to the actual Salt Lake. I've been in Salt Lake City. Does that help?
You're like 3 blocks away. I heard it's not that nice.
I've seen lakes.
Yeah.
All right, last one tonight's from our buddy Popcorn.Designs. What's the best movie to kick off spooky season?
Never really
We are
answer
getting
me.
close.
Never really answer me, but like...
Eric's just like watching Hell House again for the 7th
For me,
Yeah.
it's like Halloween 4, but like if I'm getting in a real spooky mood, it's probably Ghost Watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I think for me it's Conjuring the Last Rain. I'm sorry.
The first Conjuring movie would be a
First
good one.
Conjuring's very good.
Yeah.
Strong agree.
I
Ghost
use
Watch
it a
is
lot.
great because it's set on Halloween,
Right.
so it's like a whole vibe.
Yeah.
Casey's
Yeah.
I use it a lot, but it's a vibe, and I can't help it. But Something Wicked is always puts me in the fall mood.
Something wicked. Yeah, I mean it's that whole vibe.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that's what you want. I feel like you want a very specific like
Yeah.
atmosphere setting kind of thing. And I have a same kind of thing like for summer. I have summer horror that I go to.
Yeah.
And I transition to fall horror, and then I transition to winter horror. Then I usually skip spring because spring is a bullshit, just like season. So I just go right back to summer horror. In the
When
Northeast,
Eric
spring,
breaks out his Ugg boots, it's time for fall.
spring is non-existent in the Northeast. You get about 1 week where it's just like in
Oh,
between.
okay.
It goes from like winter to summer basically. Or like over
Yeah, I mean, like I lived in California for the first 30 years of my life, and there just like aren't really.
No seasons.
Yeah, it's all pretty much the same. But in Oregon, like it gets so
I bet they get
so
good ones,
gray and so dark
Yeah.
that when spring comes, it's like a revelation, and all of a
Oh, the
sudden I
first time
realize,
it hits
oh,
60,
I've been
I'm like-
depressed.
yeah, the first time it hit 60, I'm like emotional.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Indiana, we get 6 or 7 seasons. Right now, we're in false fall.
False fall.
Yeah, it'll get back. It's up like
Yeah.
in the mid 60s now, and then it'll be up to 90s in about 2 weeks, and then it'll finally be fall again.
There's always that
Gotcha.
last gasp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it, Casey?
That is it for Threads.
All right, I don't know what we have here. Let's see. A couple questions tonight. First up, Michael. Worst fan service. Romulus's "Get away from her, you bitch," or "What are you waiting for?"
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Here's the
what are you waiting
difference.
for? Is,
Here's-
yeah.
No. But who was it spoken by in this movie? I missed it.
Doesn't not Jennifer Love Hewitt say it again?
Right. So here's the
in this
difference.
one?
The
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
character that said it the first time.
Yeah.
Not
Yep.
a completely different time and
Yep.
era of space and like a
It made
person that
no
would have no
sense.
idea that was ever said.
No, it was ridiculous. And there
Yes.
were a lot of ridiculous things about that movie, but yeah.
Little Boy Brew, who was this movie for and why did they do that to Ray? My boy, they
Good
slaughtered my boy.
question.
I don't know who it's for, and I think that's a good question. Like, if you go so heavy on the lore, like I don't know, Scream worked, I guess. Like, does this in between thing work? Does this in between thing work for young people? I can't answer that because I'm old as fuck, so I don't.
Yeah, we need
know.
to talk to some young people.
We need a young person correspondent. I don't have an answer for you there, buddy. Schnecky91, who the hell was asking for this? F it. I want a sequel to Jason Lives, part 6.5. You and me both, brother. Now you're speaking my
Seconded.
language. I mean, in a world where IP. It's all IP because they're safe plays and they make money. How
Yeah.
have they not done this yet? Like, it's actually embarrassing it took them this long to do it, honestly.
Well, they did the third one, and then they did the TV show, and it's not like
See,
they
I
did
feel
sitting
like
on
they
their
kind of boned
hands.
themselves by like doing a third one in 2000, like
Yeah, they shouldn't have
in
done
that era when it just was not going to work.
No.
They didn't know, but you needed to wait for the
Yeah.
nostalgia to come back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They didn't know what they had. Can we get an urban? This is Teddy Kruger. Can we get an Urban Legends reboot next? I
Do
watched
love Urban Legends.
the second Urban Legends movie which I'd never seen before, and holy shit, was that terrible in ways I could have never ever imagined.
Is that Bloody
I've been-
Mary or Urban Legends Bloody Mary, or is that the
No,
third one?
that
I
might
think
be
that's the third one.
Like, no, because the second one is the first. This is funny too. The first one is Urban Legend.
Right.
The second one is Urban Legends.
Oh, right.
Oh, boy,
okay.
that's-
Actually,
I
Urban
forgot
Legends
that.
have almost
confusing.
nothing to do with the story of the movie, which is kind of the funniest thing. It's so
Yeah.
short, and I've seen a couple things recently from the early 2000s. I was like, holy fuck, this stuff is actually worse than I thought it was. Valentine was the other one. I'd never
bad.
seen Valentine with David Boreanaz.
Yeah.
I had no earthly idea how bad that could possibly
Oh, is
be.
it bad? I
was-
haven't seen it in a really long time.
It's
I
so
thought it
bad.
was-
Like, I loved it. It's so bad. Like, that's how terrible. We're now circled all the way back around to the stuff just being
Gotcha.
like beautiful camp, which is why I'm
Okay.
revisiting it.
All right.
But holy fuck, I've never been Legends of the same thing. Crazy town. Montreal. What decade produced the best horror franchises? Guys, I'm old. You know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
what
the
are you
80s.
going?
80s.
You're going 80s. Yeah.
It was the 80s, and I feel like the only other answer is like the 30s.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
that's
like-
true because all of the monsters.
And like, there's a
yeah.
couple breakthrough things that came out of the 90s for sure. I'm not a 90s horror hater. I was a teen in the 90s. I love a lot of it. But the slasher stuff was just aping the 80s stuff.
Yeah.
And the few exceptions like Candyman, that's like an exception to the rule. And it took them 30 years to figure out what to do with Candyman.
I feel like
You
you're
know?
really sleeping on Saw. And
Yeah, but is that the best?
well-
Just being a horror franchise doesn't make it the best.
They're also, if we're talking about a decade generating multiple horror franchises, that's where it gets tough.
You put Saw X and Jason X on a plate and ask me which one I want. No
I know,
brainer.
I know.
He's
I
in
know, buddy.
space.
I love that movie. It's so dumb. It's so
Saw
good.
can still
He dips
Jigsaw
a
can
lady
still
in
go to
liquid
space,
nitrogen
dude.
and then smashes her on a table. and she
Exactly. I mean, what
explodes.
more could you ask for?
They still have time to send Jigsaw to space.
Ariel, I've been like
True.
trying to convince Rachel to watch. She told me to send her some slasher recommendations, and I feel like it's a trap. But
Ooh,
I-
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
That is,
Like-
yeah.
So we should put our heads together.
We
and
should,
come up with
and see if
something
we
good.
can think of ones that she would actually enjoy. That's going to be
Yeah.
hard. She managed to kind of like red pill Matilda into liking action movies in the last few years. So
Okay.
maybe we can
Oh.
do it to
I
Rachel.
love that.
Yeah.
What a scene. Something like something that defies the gender roles. And so years and
Yes.
years ago, we did
Yeah.
a show on Just Before Dawn, which is actually a film where like the women are the ones that end up like standing up and fighting back and kind of like
That could be it.
it's very interesting. I don't know if you've seen it. It was
I haven't, no.
1991 or something. Yeah. So I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to start thinking.
We need to find something.
Yeah.
The answer is the 80s, for the record. Let's see.
Yeah.
Jason DeCenzo, was SMG's cameo the best part of this movie? I think so.
I mean, it was nice
Sure,
to see her.
whatever.
I love Helen. I did like seeing the float again. That was kind of cool.
The
too.
names, when they started
Yeah.
listing off the names from the first film, I was losing my mind. Helen Shivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other one? They're all hilarious. It's like if you named horror movie, it's like if you took the name Gale Weathers
Yeah.
and then came up with different
The whole
versions of that for everyone. Yeah.
Yep.
Helen Shivers.
Blast
kidding
hard
me?
cheese.
No, yeah, the other one was Ray Cox or something. Was like, what was it? The,
I can't remember anybody else's last name.
God damn it! No, it's not Ray. It was. Hold on. I'm typing, John. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear.
I like it. It's
Helen
very 90s
Shivers,
clacky.
Ray Bronson, Julie James, Barry Cox. Like, they're just porn
There you go.
names.
Yeah. I mean, definitely the last one for sure.
And her sister Elsa Shivers.
Elsa.
Like, come
I
on.
get the whole Shivers family, really.
Yeah.
All the
They all
shiver-
remind me of that episode of MST3K of Space Mutiny.
all the Shivers. The Shivers. Mary McMillan plays Mrs. Cox. Anyway, Brian Wolford, another one. Should they have just done an Urban Legend sequel? Yes, let's do it.
Still on the
I was
table.
really mad they didn't bring Rebecca Gayheart back for more than like a quick cameo in the second one.
Well, she had some issues.
yeah.
Was that time?
I think so.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could do urban legends, but put in like, if you made it modern, you could put in like creepy pastas instead, you know?
Yes, that's exactly what it would be like.
Yeah.
Two sentence horror stories. It
Yeah.
would be like that kind of shit. Yeah.
My wife still refers to Rebecca Gayheart, even talking about the Urban Legends movies, as the Noxema girl.
Oh, that's funny. I haven't thought about that in
You
so
are.
long.
Yep.
Guys, we got a message here from Joe of the Suburbs.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
that guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a single thing I did last summer. I know that's not a question. You're welcome. In case you guys were wondering how Joe's doing. There we go. I agree. Time dilation is a bitch. It's the worst part of getting old.
It
Like,
really is.
Oh,
the
yeah.
only thing I like about time dilation is I hate winter with a burning passion, but now I pretty much blink and it's gone. Like, it really doesn't faze me anymore because it goes by so fast. But the problem is all the good seasons go by fast too, and then just the year goes by fast, and you're like, well, I'm 1 year closer to the grave.
So
We're
depressing.
just zooming towards it.
Wow. Thanks for darking us out, Eric.
It's wild. Time dilation is fucking
Yeah, it
real.
really is.
It's crazy.
I'm having the weird time dilation because I just spent the weekend in my hometown, and it's changed a little bit, but not really enough that it's still kind of like the exact same hometown I
Going
grew
back
up
to the
in.
hometown is wild.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just back here now, and it's
Yeah.
strange. Yeah, for sure. Roger X is tracking down old character the worst overused horror trope in these movies. Like, there's only so many ways
Yeah.
you can.
That's
cook
always
this
how it
bird,
ends
you
up
know?
being.
Like,
Yeah. It's not very creative. I will say that.
I still think. Again, I don't think this is a terrible movie. I just think it's like, what are you gonna do with this? I still think by far The Exorcist is the worst version of these. And I actually think The Exorcist one might be worse than the Texas Chainsaw one, honestly, if I had to
Wait,
rank 'em.
but you're looking past the Halloween ones.
Halloween 2018, I will stand
Yeah.
behind.
Sure. No.
Yeah,
agree.
that's a
But
good movie.
The
As a
second and third-
trilogy, I can't account for what DGG did there. Like, that was, I can't abide by that.
No. No, but you're right. I mean, The Exorcist was terrible, and it's a toss up because they both just did those women so wrong.
I mean, and also, like, Texas Chainsaw is funny because they couldn't even, I don't know why, maybe she's not even alive, I don't even know, but they couldn't cast the original woman. So it's just like another, so it's not even like you're feeling the connection to that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is that person even alive? Should we find out? I don't know. Yeah, Marilyn Burns was the original. That's right. She was the original actress. She died August 5th, 2014. So that's why.
Bummer.
There you go.
Do that.
It's hard to bring her back.
Almost 10 years ago. No, a little over 10 years ago. And then they brought back this other, so they cast this other lady who ended up being in that Shyamalan Nepo Baby movie that was.
Yeah, I mean, that pissed me off too because they wasted her as well.
The Watchers?
Her name is Olwen.
Yeah.
She's from Ireland. Anyway,
Sounds like it.
what a world we live in these days. Well, we did it. We reviewed it. How do you feel, John? I really just wanted to make you watch it and see how.
I survived. It was. There's a time dilation situation happening. So
Because I just truly feel like if we didn't do this show, you wouldn't watch trashy horror movies, like bad shit, and like, I like that it makes.
We're
sense.
helping you with your career, John. We're
keeping
broadening
you
your
down to earth.
horizons.
We're keeping you down to earth. We're
You know what
keeping you
not to do
humble.
now.
Right. Like, these
Wow.
are the cautionary tales you need to see.
You guys are forgetting about the number of unreleased horror movies I've seen over the last
Oh, yeah.
6 months.
You see,
So-
cool
Not
stuff.
to mention whatever Eli's making you watch.
Well, you know.
I think that's what he meant.
Well, yeah, some
That could be.
the unreleased ones he's not usually making. But yeah, I wouldn't have watched this otherwise, Eric. You are correct.
Here's one we missed. Marvin the Martian, the next legacy horror franchise would you like to see? And that's it.
The
I don't-
Burning, The
what's
Burning 2.
left?
Yeah, I
bring
don't know if there
Costanza
is
back.
any that I really want to see.
I think Costanza was alive at the end of that movie. He's not doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I think he survives.
Put a toupee on him.
I don't think I want to see one either, but I kind of want to see a Marvin the Martian horror movie now.
I mean, that could be kind of cool.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
My vote is Urban Legend. Let's do it. If we're just
Yeah.
gonna spiral
I
the
could-
drain here, let's go all the way.
Hey, Robert English, just get
I don't
his
like such
star
measures.
on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You can bring him back. Be perfect.
True.
I don't know if
He
he's. I
was,
can't
that's
remember.
right.
I can't remember enough if he's able to come back. But
He's not in the second one either, which is a bummer.
yeah,
You know who is the only returning character? Is the security guard from the first
Oh,
one.
lame.
And she's like a main character in the second film, which is wild.
but doesn't Rebecca Gayheart show up at the very end?
And the schools are not related. The characters are not related. So she got a different job at another school in a
That
totally
also has
different
this
place that also had a rash of urban legend related murders
Yeah.
happening at it.
That's funny.
And it's not connected in any way whatsoever.
Wild.
You might be the problem. You know? Time to reflect, I think. All right, that's it. I don't know what we're doing next week, but appreciate you guys for joining us this week. Check out Ariel on the Zombie Girls, GRRLZ, with our friend Rachel, and More Deadly and all that fun stuff. We're kind of in spooky season here, so happy to have y'all.
It's kicking
here.
off.
Approaching.
We will talk to you next week.
See yous.
Bye.
Bye bye.